Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve the tasks assigned to you for day 0 of your 100 days of code challenge. I'm on the 100 projects repository. To make sure everyone is on the same page, I will show you how to find the companion guide within the README. As you can see, we have a dedicated section. Once you click the link, the PDF file opens. If you haven't already, I encourage you to read the overview and what's inside sections. As I was saying, day 0 is a kind of warm-up. We set up everything to make sure we are ready to code in a working development environment. Every day will come with new challenges and enhancement tasks. To complete them, you will have hints and documentation links provided. So day 0, here we go. Make sure to follow the setup instructions before continuing to watch this video. We have a dedicated video to walk you through the setup steps, poking the repo, opening it in VS Code using the Lifesaver extension. I assume you have done this already. If not, watch the setup video first and come back once you are set. That's the main challenge for you today. As I mentioned earlier, make sure to document everything so things will get easier next time because you will have some kind of reference. Here, we quickly explain the boilerplate structure. For each project, we have an index.html file. This file is linked to some CSS for styling and JavaScript for interactivity with dedicated files. The JavaScript file is empty for now. Go through the key concepts on your own. As a reminder, the cool thing about your live server is that any of your challenges are reflected in the browser as soon as you hit save on your files. Now, let's go through the 3 enhancement tasks we have for our boilerplate. First, we need to customize the font. Then, we have to replace the main title with a stylized div. Lastly, we need to add a favicon. If you are totally new to web development, this is quite hard. That's why we are in this together. If it looks feasible for you, feel free to pause the video and try it on your own. At least, even if you don't understand code yet, try to code along so that you can start to feel the pleasure of tweaking things in the code. I'm back in Visual Studio Code inside the boilerplate folder. I will click on Go Live to launch the live server. Cool! Index.html is now running in the browser. The address is localhost, as you can see. We have our main title showing. To make sure I don't forget any task, I will have them as comments directly in the code files. It's also a way to start thinking about the problems we need to solve. Nothing seems related to Roboto font in the index, so I will check the style file. Here, I have 2 instances of Roboto we might have to change to customize the font. I see there is an import URL from Google Fonts. So I will add a comment just above. I will add to do before as a visual reminder so that I don't forget to complete this task. I'm going back to index. Here we have to change the main title, which is an H1. Here again, I'm pasting the task. I'm commenting it out and adding to do. The favicon task might be the hardest for a beginner at this point. I will just say that this task will happen in the head of our HTML document. So I will put my command inside the head, just above the link to the style sheet. And we are ready to tackle our tasks. So first task, let's go to Google Fonts, since the current Roboto font is imported from there. I will select a business filling to filter fonts. Let's scroll down a bit. Surprise, our Roboto font is here. Let's take newspaper, but feel free to take time to choose a font you like. Once you are on the font page, all you have to do is click on Get Font. Here, we don't want to download, but to get the embed code. You see we have the add import, like in our codes, that's what we want to select. Now, we don't need to copy the whole code block. I will just copy the font name. As a reminder, here is how our title looks in Roboto in the browser. Let's go back to our style file. I will replace Roboto here. Don't forget we also have to replace the Roboto in the font family. Seems we are good to go. Let's save. Let's go back to the preview in the browser. Our new font looks nice. Well done. First enhancement done. We can remove the to-do command. For the second task, we can create a div to replace the main title. A div is like a box to organize the elements of your page. Here we will use it as a visual placeholder. First, we comment out the title. Then we add a div. You start with open angle bracket, div, close angle bracket, and end with open angle bracket slash div close angle bracket. Now we go to style. We will target the style of this div by writing div, and we need curly brackets to apply styles. By default, a div doesn't show, so I will add a background color. Don't worry about these weird color codes for now. You can use plain color names like black. I also need to add a width and a height so that we can see the div. We will add a square of 200 pixels. That should do for a good visual placeholder. Here we are, some black square on a white page, very abstract art. Looks like the famous painting from Malevich. Feel free to try other colors on your own. I will make it blue. Here we go. So let's go back to index. I can remove this to do. The Favicon task is the last one remaining. It's quite difficult, but it's an opportunity to share with you a process to solve future challenges. First, we go to MDN Web Links and search for Favicon. As you can see, there is a great description of what a Favicon actually is. Here, we will use the traditional ICO file extension. There is also a related reference on how to actually add a Favicon. That's what we are looking for. Bingo! This link code is what we want to grab. I'm going to pass it below our to-do commands. Now, we are only halfway through. We still need to generate an icon in the appropriate format. Then we will put it in the boilerplate folder with the 3 other files. You can search for websites providing icons for free. Here we will use Icon Finder. I will look for HTML, but feel free to come up with your own search. Many results. I will filter out the free icons with no link back. Much fewer results, but still very various terms. I tend to choose things which work whether in light or dark backgrounds. So pure black is not a great choice, even if you can edit colors. This one looks a bit retro. I like this glue. I will even go for the other one with the same family, which is a bit more interesting. As always, check the license. Seems good to me. Let's download the PNG file. Remember, we need the ICO file. So we will use an online converter from PNG to ICO. Going to drop the file. Looks like the result is ready to be downloaded. Let's unzip it and then we can drop it into our boilerplate folder. Let me remove the to-do commands and save. Might take time to reflect in your live server instance, but if you open the index directly in your browser, you will see the new file icon. Cool! Fits with our blue square. Talk about brand identity. And we are done for today's enhancement tasks. Hope you managed to follow along. If not, take the time to redo it on your own. Make sure your setup is ready too. Congrats on making it through the end of the 0, and good luck with the rest of your challenge. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment on the video. Happy coding and see you soon.